Football Friday continues here on the old RP show. It is a Flame Tech Football Friday. And we're going to get to our next guest real fast here because it's a busy, busy day for him. Winnipeg Blue Bombers linebacker number 4, Adam Bighill, joining us from the facility on a busy day because I know they are heading out to Toronto for their big Week 3 game. And it's good to see him from the defending Grey Cup champion Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Adam, how you doing, man? How you feeling today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on. I just finished a massage, so feeling pretty fresh.
Good. Well, listen, you look fresh. I was in the house last Friday when you guys kind of had your way with the Toronto Argonauts in that football game. It was a tune to 20-7, I believe. And I see why everybody's saying this is the best defense in the Canadian Football League. At this point, maybe not at the top of all the statistical categories, but man, you guys were jumping around. How are you feeling going into Week 3 here as you continue to come together as a defense going into Toronto?
We're feeling pretty good. I mean, we've got a few new guys in different pieces, different roles, and young guys, and then they've been stepping up and playing some really good ball. And I know that was, something we were all looking to see how it was going to kind of come together. And, we're always focused on playing our best football as we get towards playoff time, and really leveling up every single time we get out there on the field. And so I think we've taken great strides since Week 1. Obviously going into Week 2, and we're starting out already at a high level with a lot of veterans we have. So, we're kind of hitting the ground running, so to speak, and we're being stingy. We're making offenses try to earn it all the way down the field, and we're showing up in the red zone and creating takeaways. And to us, those are the things that matter. How do we perform in the red zone, and are we taking the ball away, giving our offense more opportunity?
Well, I saw the one stat that probably means the most is you're only averaging 6 points per game against. I'll be honest, you didn't make that game very exciting against the Argos last week. They could not move the ball. And I want to ask you this, Adam. Do you get offended when people say the D-line is the anchor and strength of the Winnipeg defense, or is that a feather in your cap in a way?
Honestly, I don't take it any certain type of way. I know our front is physical, and they're scary, and they're very dynamic in what they can do. And I mean, you really look at it, it is the front, the box. I mean, you want to include the linebackers. It really is where, as a front, we can do a lot of different things. And, however they want to call it, I know that we create problems up front for people. And, I'm proud that these guys are in the locker room with me.
Well, I saw you up near the line of scrimmage a lot anyways. That's why I asked if it was part of a feather in your cap, because you're kind of part of that D-line. Do you feel that way? Because you can cover too. But, where do you fit in this defense? What are you trying to do individually?
Well, for me, I try to, consider myself a guy that can do it all. I mean, I feel like I can, cover like a safety, but play the run like a linebacker and rush like a D end. I feel like I can kind of span all of those positions. And, so I take pride in being able to be a guy that can be flexible and do a lot. And for me, it's a lot of fun. I get to mix up how I play the game within the game, and just be able to give different looks. And so those are things I like to do. Overall, I think it gives us more versatility as a defense to do more things and set more people free.
I would think, Biggie, that you've been asked all week about these Argos quarterbacks, and you saw them both last week, and then they named Nick Arbuckle the starter for this week's game the other day. Does it really matter to you? Because it seems like your defense is dictating the pace of football games. And I don't know there's a huge difference between those two quarterbacks anyways. Or is there a huge change in your prep from Macbeth to Nick?
I wouldn't say there's a huge change. I don't think they're dynamically too different of players as far as the way they approach the game. One's not overly more mobile than the other. I think they both ran decent. So I think, it really doesn't matter to us. And I think I like the way you put it, that our defense is dictating some of the pace of the game. Because I do feel that's what we've been seeing over Week 1 and Week 2. And, but granted, they're going to come out and give us their best shot. I mean, I think they got a lot of great pieces in Toronto offensively and defensively. It's going to be a great game, and we're going to have to go out there and earn it again.
This might be a silly question, but let me ask you, how much you like playing in Toronto, because I love going into that stadium in BMO. Beautiful open-air stadium, grass field, right? How do you like playing at BMO Field?
It's a really nice environment. It's a really nice atmosphere. The grass field is nice. It's unique. I do enjoy playing on the grass. It's a great stadium, so just work on filling that thing up and create even more of an environment that would be, icing on the cake.
Has my guy Richie Hall got a lot of twists, a lot of wrinkles here in back-to-back games against the Argos? I'm sure you've been asked about that this week, too, in terms of facing the same team. No two games are the same, right? So how do you expect this one to go down on Saturday?
Yeah, I think you can see on their side, offensively, some plays they might have on top, a play off of a play. So we kind of anticipate some things that, Toronto might want to do. And defensively, we're a group that's, like I said, pretty veteran, and we have a pretty big playbook from the start of training camp. So there's a lot of things that we can do, and as the season goes, we bring more out. So and when you play back-to-back games, you got to be a little bit variable, and like I said, you got to play that game within the game out there.
Adam, I know time is tight. I'm going to ask you just one more question, and I want to say that it is a true honor that I'm talking to a living Hall of Famer here. 2-time Grey Cup champion, 2-time CFL Most Outstanding Defensive Player, 5-time All-Canadian, 6-time Divisional All-Star. That is Hall of Fame stats. But the 2 Grey Cups, one in Vancouver, one in Winnipeg. Being in Winnipeg, and I know Winnipeg well enough, how often do you get asked where you like playing better, Winnipeg or Vancouver? You get asked that a lot, and if so, what do you say?
I don't get asked that a lot, but I have been asked it more than 10 times, that's for sure. It's a great question. I'd say, Winnipeg has been some of the most fun I've played at being able to play as a professional athlete, like playing pro ball here and playing under Mike O'Shea and in this locker room, this environment has been the most fun I've had playing football. So I'll definitely say that. And then, the fan experience in Winnipeg has just been incredible. I mean, BC, when I was there, it was still popping pretty good, and we had some amazing fans. And there's people that still follow me from BC that that still show love. So I mean, I really appreciate them still. But the magnitude of noise here in IG Stadium, it's crazy, and it's a real fun atmosphere to play in. So I mean, for those reasons, it's a lot of fun being here.
Yeah, well, for one, I was in IG Field last Friday, and Darren Cameron, the guy that lined this interview up, put me with the players' families in the section, which was so nice of him. So I can sense the family, what you guys got going in Winnipeg. And not to say you didn't in Vancouver, but I mean, I've been in this league long enough to know that Vancouver or Winnipeg, it's like pizza and ice cream. They're both great. It's just, you know what I mean? Which one, on any different day. And I just want to ask you about your career outside football, if you don't mind. It's financial planning, is it not? Are you able to spend much time on that during the season, or how much time are you spending on that other sideline besides football?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. It's all about time management, and so I'm up early. I'm always reading. Like that's really what I'm doing, is reading before the day starts and after the day starts. Just making sure I'm on top of the news and the markets and what's going on. Right now I'm not bringing in a ton of new clients, so really focusing on the clients I have and making sure that we're staying on top of that. But yeah, it's manageable, it's doable. It's working well, but I tell you, it's a lot of work. And then going home to being a family man and being with the kids, there's a lot going on. But that's why I call my wife Christina. She's the MVP, so I appreciate her.
Absolutely. We got a lot of Winnipeg viewers, so if they're looking for a financial consultant, financial planner, they know where to find you, number 4 on the Winnipeg defense, and I think that's going to go great when you're done playing years and years and years from now. Biggie, thank you. I appreciate the time. I'll be watching Saturday. Appreciate everything you do, man. Thanks for this today.
Thanks, Rod. Anytime, man. Get me back on here soon.
Appreciate it. Winnipeg Blue Bombers, number 4, Adam Bighill. And by the way, the Bombers announcing or releasing their roster this morning, and Andrew Harris will be missing a 3rd consecutive game. How the Blue Bombers are winning without the reigning Grey Cup MVP and most outstanding Canadian, I do not know.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.